Good afternoon, my name's Haroon Rashid, I work for the BBC Asian Network, and today we're doing a very special BBC News Facebook Live with Pakistani actress, model, TV presenter, TV actress and just wonderful entertainer Mahira Khan. Mahira, why are you in London firstly? Tell us.
Thank you for that introduction. Well, I'm here for the UK Asian Film Festival, and my film Verna is going to screen tonight actually.
It's very exciting that you're here. Firstly, I must tell everybody who's watching this, do post your questions for Mahira underneath this video. This is a very rare opportunity that we have Pakistan's most popular actress here at the BBC headquarters. So send in your questions and we will be putting them to her. This film, Verna, Mahira, is dealing with social stigmas around rape victims. Is that one of the reasons you chose to do the film?
Absolutely. One of the reasons that I chose to do the film. I think it deals with a lot more than that. It deals with, misogyny. It deals with harassment or abuse. And then it deals with the accountability part of it. Like what happens? What happens when such incidents happen? Do we get justice? Where is the accountability? So it deals with a lot of these issues. And of course it was Shoaib Mansoor.
Shoaib Mansoor is one of Pakistan's most prolific filmmakers. His films continuously tackle social taboos and stigmas. In fact, the first film you ever did was with Shoaib Mansoor as well, Ball.
Yes, my first ever acting project was Ball. Yeah, I had never stood in front of a camera to act before that.
And one of the most interesting things about you, Mahira, is you are really a trailblazer and rule breaker for Pakistan. You are a divorced single mother in her 30s ruling the Pakistani entertainment scene. Is the perception of Pakistani women incorrect globally? Because there is a perception about Pakistani women, isn't there?
I believe so. I think that because obviously whatever is consumed globally is what is shown to them, right? And I believe with social media that is changing. That is one of the... I'm not a fan of social media, but I think that's the one good thing about social media, that actually if you want to really find out something about a certain country or certain people or whatever it is that holds your interest, you can go there and do that, There are all sides of that story and those are available to you. So yes, I feel that there is a sort of opinion or a point of view about women in Pakistan, and it's generalized, and I think that is largely incorrect.
Like I said already, you can send your questions in. And actually, we were going to do this Facebook Live a little earlier in the week. So I already have some great questions that have come from fans. So we're going to go straight into this. SidK24 asks, and I must tell you, these are rather random questions, but the more random, the better, actually. SidK24 asks, if you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, I've said this many times, but I think I'd like to... I want the power to heal. That would be amazing. Amazing.
That's a very selfless power, isn't it? If you could have a selfish power, what would it be?
The first person I would heal is myself. I'd constantly be like... So yeah, but I'd be selfless in healing others as well. But the first person I think I'd heal is myself. But yeah, I'd like to fly as well. I'd like to fly. That would be fun.
Maybe that would bring you over to London a bit more often, I think.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And yeah. I would constantly be jetting off myself, not to places where I have to work. I'd just be like, today I want to do this. Yeah.
That sounds like a great life, to be honest. Maitri Chaudhary asks, what's the last thing you learned for the first time in your life? That's an interesting one. Ooh. What's the last thing you learned for the first time in your life? We've got her speechless now. We've got Pakistan's most popular actress lost for words. You have an answer?
When was the last time I learned something for the first time in my life? God, I think it would have to be Punjabi.
So of course,
I think so. Yeah.
So Punjabi, of course, is a regional dialect, a regional language in Pakistan and in India. And one of your future projects is completely in Punjabi, is that right?
Completely in Punjabi.
And you enjoy that challenge?
Yes, I do. I just get very scared and paranoid. Like I was telling you the other day, when they give me the dialogue right then and there, and then that's when I start hyperventilating. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Amazing.
And I was thinking I didn't give him a dialogue. What dialogue should I give him?
Can you give us one now?
Chika marna band karo hai.
Chika marna band karo hai. For everybody who's watching this who doesn't understand Punjabi, that means stop shouting, buddy.
Not
the air is a little bit...
Because I say it I basically... No, don't say it to a buddy. But it's and I say it much more louder and the flair is different. I think I've said it in a British accent. Cheekha marna band karo hai.
Hey, we're going to come on to your London accent in just a little while because one of your fans has sent in a question about that as well. Fatima Murad wants to know, do you have any new projects lined up that haven't already been announced?
Yes.
And we're not getting an exclusive right now?
No, because they haven't been announced.
Hajra Kiani asks, what were you like in high school? Part of your education was actually abroad, wasn't it?
Yes, but not high school.
Not high school.
A little right after high school, I was in America. But in high school, I'm sure, contrary to what you may think when you meet me, I was shy.
No, impossible.
I was shy. Okay. I was actually a shy girl. Like I was a bit like, yeah, shy.
So as expected, the questions are flooding in under this Facebook video as well. You can, of course, post your questions. We will put them to Mahira. Let's start off with a question that's come in from Fahim Haider, who says, who's your favourite actor, male actor, to work with? I know what they want to hear, but what is the real answer?
What do they want to hear?
So Mahira's most popular TV programme was with an actor whose name is Fawad Khan. He's hugely popular in South Asia, and I think most people would like to hear that, but what is the answer?
It's true. Fawad is one of my favourites.
And we won't tell the rest that.
We won't tell the rest that. But no, but listen, look at the people I've worked with. I mean, Shah Rukh is... If I got a chance to work with Shah Rukh again, I would. I've had a lot of fun working with him as well. But Fawad... I mean, the good thing about Fawad is the fact that, you know, it would be really bad if I didn't enjoy working with him and people thought that this is a celebrated, you know, couple on screen. We actually enjoy working with each other. Amazing. So it's nice, yeah.
You've kept everybody's dream intact. And at the same time, you mentioned Shah Rukh Khan there. Mahira Khan, you of course starred with Bollywood's biggest actor, Shah Rukh Khan, in a film called Rais, which released last year. And that nicely links to a question that's come in from Bikram Pokhrel, who asks, do you think one day the Pakistani movie industry will be as big as the Indian movie industry? Is it possible?
Of course it's possible. For that, I think we don't ever need to stop. You know, what happened with the Pakistani film industry is that there was a time where there was a lull, and that should not happen. You know, politics should not affect what is happening in other industries of ours, and art is one of them, if the film industry is one of them. So I hope that it's huge and bigger and better as we go on.
Muhammad Umair Tanveer says Verna might have gained several critical acclaim around the world, and it's of course showcasing at film festivals, but it didn't perform financially well in Pakistan. Is that going to deter other filmmakers from making socially relevant films?
I don't think so. I think Verna was... look, I truly believe that no film does badly because of a subject. If it hasn't done well, that means somewhere we failed to connect with the audiences. This is how I look at it. Otherwise, I mean, Bol would have not done well. Khuda Ke Liye wouldn't have done well. And let me tell you something about Verna as well. It actually made its money back and a little bit more. Amazing. So yeah, it was just that the expectations of Verna was that it's going to be a smash hit success, like it would be a blockbuster hit. But then there was the ban, you know, there was still cinemas that were not playing Verna, so it went through that, you know. But yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the subject. It has everything to do with, you know, if the film connects with the audience. I
really like this question that's coming from Hart Ches, who wants to know, do you ever, or have you ever watched any British soaps?
No. I haven't. British soaps, I haven't.
I mean, I think you need to, because we know you do a great British accent. So I mean, just thinking off the top of my head.
A great British accent.
I've heard your British accent, Mahira. We're going to hear it in a second as well. But come on, you know, you are the queen of Pakistani television, and over here, the queen of British soaps is Barbara Windsor, who played Peggy Mitchell, who's a very famous character in EastEnders. And her most famous dialogue is, "Get out of my pub."
Get out of my pub.
Get out of my pub.
Get out of my pub.
Great. I mean, that was a good audition.
Good audition. I didn't really make it there. I will. I'm going to try harder. See, it's coming on already.
It is, isn't it?
But you know what? Listen, was Bold and Beautiful British? No, that was American. No.
Is there another dialogue you know in?
No, I don't. But I just remember my nanny watching it when we used to come to my mom, who used to live in Holland. Yes. So, you know, they all used to watch it.
Amazing. Yeah. These questions are really interesting, actually. One of these is, here it is. Nikki Seker asks, in the book about your life, what would be the title of the chapter that's based on your current state of mind? Really intelligent questions.
My fans are intelligent, by the way. I swear.
So are BBC News viewers as well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, but I'm recognizing the names. That's why I'm saying that. So Nikki, I know, and they are. I can't tell you. It's kind of amazing. And sometimes they start messaging me, and their messages are almost like, I wish I was friends with some of them. You know,
Yeah.
I went and had a coffee. So Nikki, yeah. So for this time of my life, I have a really interesting word for this time: inertia.
What does that mean? I've never heard this word before.
Ooh, it's a scientific term. Actually, search for it and Google it, and you'll see exactly what it means. Basically, it's a state of being where, you know, you are still, and you're being pushed, but you're still. And it's a very interesting word, inertia. It used to be one of my a really close friend of mine, and I hope he's watching. Umair Alam. He used to tell me all the time, I'm always in a state of inertia. And at that time I was like, what? And then recently I just discovered it again, yeah.
So that would be the name of the chapter of the book, but what would the book be called?
The book? I don't know what the book will be called. I can't say for sure. I don't know if I want to write a book about my life. But if I do, I'll be very honest.
For those,
Precise.
and precise. I mean, no hiding anything. It will be a tell-all as it happened kind of book.
If I do write a book, and I'll have to go to a lot of people and say, hi, you know, I'm writing this book. Can I add that part? Yeah.
This is an interesting question that's come in as well, because Mahira is from Karachi, which is one of the 3 main cities in Pakistan. There's also Islamabad and Lahore, but you're from... Questionable, because I'm from Lahore, but even still, Rishma Zahra Takvi asks, what do you miss most about Karachi when you're away?
Aslan, and who is my child, and just home. I miss my bed. I miss home. I miss my father a lot, and my mother. You know, just family. I miss home. If you're asking about the city itself,
Yeah.
the food.
The food?
Yeah.
Lahori food is better.
Oh my God.
Controversial statement, I know.
Not at all. This is not a controversial statement. This is it's a non-statement. It's not factual. Karachi food is better.
Okay.
Listen, I was on the sets of Maula Jat and I made everybody accept that. Everybody accepted that.
And Maula Jat is a Punjabi film that you're doing.
Yes, so everybody accepted that. Amara, Hamza, Fawad, anybody who was on set that day said, yes, you're right. Karachi food is better than Lahore.
Rishma's very lucky because we haven't taken 2 questions from anybody so far, but we will ask her second question as well. And it was a question that came in earlier. You had earlier said that you were planning on directing a film by 2019.
Yes.
Have you locked in to a script, and is there a movie ready in the future?
No, it's not ready for sure, but I think I'm thinking about it so much that I feel like it's going to come to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have a script at the moment.
No.
We don't.
No.
Any ideas? Loose ideas?
No loose ideas. I want people to come with scripts to me. Maybe I'll even do something like a short film, you know, just to get my hands dirty a little bit. But I think there are few projects and few people that I've given my word to that I will do their films and a TV serial. I have to get done with that and then do this.
Amazing. Deep Basu, who has actually sent in a lot of questions and
Yes.
is a big fan of yours, he asks, how do you prepare for your roles, especially Sabah?
Sabah was a difficult one.
Sabah is your character in Verna. In Binroy, sorry. Binroy.
It's Sabah,
It is
right?
Sabah, yeah.
So Sabah was a toughie, but I think because, you know, she had so many grey areas, you know.
Can we just summarize for everybody? Sabah was a character who is in love with this man who ends up marrying another woman, and she wishes that other woman dead at one point.
Yes,
and
that other
that
woman-
actually happens.
Yes, and that other woman is actually her sister, and it is actually that scene that attracted me to Sabah, because I was like, how do I play such a strange character and still have people root for her? So while she's saying, why didn't she die? Why didn't you kill her? And, you know, she's sort of complaining to God. You should be sitting in the audience and being like, yeah, do it. You know, you should be on her team, which was strange. But Sabah was, you know, it's probably one of the few times where I was totally in the skin of the character, out off camera and on camera. Like, I was so into this character that it took it a while for Sabah to leave me.
This is another interesting one that's coming from Imran Tahim, who says, who's your hero? Who's your hero? That's the question. I think generally in life, who is your hero?
Oh, my father.
It's a nice answer.
Yeah, he is. But he genuinely is. There's I mean, I'm sure we all have faults, but I can't fault him because he's just he's everything to me, and he is my hero.
You told me such a sweet anecdote the other day, which is that your father now kind of treats your son the same way he used to treat you when you were growing up, right?
Yes, but better.
But better.
Yes, for sure. He was he used to get very angry with us, and I don't think Aslan's really seen Abba's anger. But yeah, I mean, without my parents, without Amma and Abba or my brother, I'd be nothing, you know. But specifically my father, you have to see our morning trip, you know, morning like routine. It's so crazy because he's getting this and I'm getting that, and he's packing the lunch, and I'm getting the socks ready. So it's just me and him trying to do this, and when I'm not around, it's my mother and him, and it's so cute to see these two people who did this to me when I was little and they were young and they were running around, now sort of older and doing it. I'm blessed, yeah.
Nicola Janamanchi asks, what are the 3 qualities you value most in people?
Integrity, 3 values, humility, and probably honesty.
Integrity, humility, and honesty. We're going with those 3?
Yes.
Some of them cross over though, right?
Do they?
Integrity and honesty, are they not?
You want another one? Sense of humor.
Okay, I'm glad. I like that one.
I think if you can look at something and find humor in it, you're good for life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yasin asks, what motto do you live by?
Oh, I don't have a single motto. No, I don't. Yeah.
No?
No, I don't. I mean, for now, I'd say at the top of my head.
Yeah.
For life, I think it's just God knows. Like, I mean,
We're skipping that one.
Yeah,
she lives by all mottos at all times. Let's go with that.
Come up with a motto.
I can't say this name. I think it's Egle Stug. Can you do any better with that?
Oh wow, Egle Sotolgatia.
Who ask, what's the most difficult scene you've ever had to do in a movie?
What's the most difficult scene I ever had to do in a movie? I'd say it was probably the bin noise scene. It was difficult. At that time, it was difficult for me. Now I think, now I've done a few that have been difficult, even in Maula Jat, for instance, or Verna, you know. There's a scene in Verna where that scene that you were talking about where she comes back home.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it with way more, like, you know, and I was like, no. So that scene was tricky for me. It was difficult.
You know, we are fast running out of time. I'm going to run through about 3 questions very quickly.
Okay.
So, Susan Chappell asks, who's your favourite actress in the UK?
Like
a British actress.
British actress?
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't seen a lot of like.
Kate Winslet?
Oh, yes, Kate Winslet.
I'm not giving her answers, guys.
No, but okay, yes, Kate Winslet.
Who doesn't like Kate Winslet?
Yeah, I love Kate Winslet.
Helen Mirren?
Oh, yes. There have been some stalwarts.
Dame Judi Dench?
Yeah, that have come out of Britain. Wow.
Anza.
Kate Winslet, for sure.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
Anza asks, how do you feel when you go somewhere outside to shop or hang out, or when you take a flight and people shout, "Oh, look, there's Mahira"? And have you ever had a bad fan experience?
No, not yet. I haven't had a bad fan experience. I've had a lot of crazy fan experiences. You know, like they'll just show up. They'll stay in the whichever hotel I'm in. They'll just be there for a while, and then security gets a bit worried, and I'm like, trust me. It's just they're fine, you know. But I always think that, and even Sarah gets like panicky because, you know, sometimes it gets too close for comfort. But I like it. I love it. I love meeting all these guys. So yeah, I've never really had a bad fan experience. The only thing is though, I am like, you know, I'm lazy when I'm, you know, in my downtime. I don't care. So
I've never called you lazy.
You haven't? Okay, fine. But there are times where I do wish. There are times where when my pictures are getting taken, and I'm like, should have brushed my hair, I should have put some concealer on or something, or gotten my glasses out with me. That's what I wish all the time when I have, you know, experiences like at the airport and stuff.
And my final question actually is from Ali, who asks, do you ever Google yourself? Have you ever Googled yourself? Be honest. And what's the strangest thing you've found?
Okay. I have Googled myself, but I don't Google myself. I actually don't. Not at all. I mean, I go on my Twitter to find out, stuff like that, but I don't Google myself. But I had Googled myself a long time ago. And what's the strangest thing? There's this picture of me where they photoshopped my face on this girl who's wearing a bikini. It's such a hot body. I wish it was mine, but it isn't. But it's the strangest Photoshop, I have this weird pose, and there's this ponytail. I mean, it's ridiculous because it's a full face full of makeup, which obviously you wouldn't if you were in the pool or somewhere. Yeah. And then there's this body with a black bikini, and it's circulated amongst my friends a lot. Every time there's something happening on the group, they'll send that and they'll be like, haha.
So the worst thing Mahira Khan found when she did a Google search was just bikini body envy.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly. That. I was like, oh my God. And the first thing I saw is I was like, no, this is not me. I don't have. And then I was like, oh, but it's really nice.
On that note, Mahira, it's been an absolute pleasure. Yes, enjoy the rest of your stay.
2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. I think 3 days we've met, maybe.
3 days in a row.
It's
my God.
A pleasure, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And this is lovely.
Amazing.
And I'm gonna run inside because I'm super cold. Are we still live? Okay.
Thank you.